Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Hakodash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. This lesson here, hey, just going into Esau, and Lord willing, this is edifying and to the point. So I have a video here. I'm just going to play it. It's titled South Africa, Apartheid Mass Killer Who Hunted Black People Says Police Encouraged Him. And hey, let's get into it.
Africa now, where a convicted murderer who killed dozens of black men during the racist apartheid era of white minority rule has claimed that the police sanctioned his violence. Louis Van Score, a former security guard, was jailed for 7 murders in 1992, but was released on parole 12 years later. South Africa's police haven't commented. Isa Jacobson from BBC Africa Eye has tracked him down.
I was a crime fighter, and if you're successful, then you're going to be called monsters and serial killer and whatever you want to, which I don't agree with.
During a 3-year bloodbath in the 1980s, Louis Van Score killed at least 39 people in the South African city of East London. All of his victims were black. The youngest was just 12 years old. Van Score killed all of his victims during apartheid in South Africa, a brutal system of white supremacist rule. Many of apartheid's worst killers were controversially released after serving relatively short sentences. Men like Eugene de Kock, nicknamed Prime Evil, who confessed to murdering hundreds of activists, and Janus Valles, who assassinated popular anti-apartheid activist. But it's Louis Van Score who I have been investigating most closely. Louis Van Score was a security guard, guarding white-owned businesses. He had these special alarms, and alarms usually make a sound, but his was silent. And so that meant he could surprise any intruder. They would not know he was coming. He was a kind of vigilante killer, the great savior of the white community. The relatives of Van Score's victims have struggled to find closure.
When my father went missing, I was 6 years old. And I found out 2 years later that my father died and that he was killed by Van Score. Sometimes I sit down and the tears just fall from the heartbreak because of the pain that I feel.
All right. So, a few precepts came to mind that I wasn't really planning on, but showing you that this is Esau. They said the guy, he basically was hunting him. He set traps and snares, and this is Esau's descendants. So we go to Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 25 and verse 27. And as the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Meaning Jacob liked to chill, he liked to stay at home. But Esau was a cunning hunter. Let's go to this. Cunning, yadai, meaning to know, to perceive, to discriminate, a distinguished hunter. Let's see, to know, to be acquainted with, to know how, number 4. To be skillful. He was a very skillful hunter. So showing you here that this is Esau, the descendant of him. Because hey, they're cunning hunters. They set up snares and traps because it said this guy was a security guard, yeah, but he set up all kinds of different. His alarm that he would set off would be silent, and only that he would know that was coming. So Jake would be there, not knowing, not even knowing that hey, they're in hey, they're about to die. So let's go from there. Hey, let's see here. This is Genesis 27 and verse. Let me see. Verse 40. This is when Isaac was blessing Esau after he was rejected from receiving the blessing that Jacob received. So this is Genesis 27:40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So by thy sword shalt thou live. So how did he get all these places? How did Esau get into South Africa when it was Jake there? Which I believe the Dutch took over that area. How did they get that? Through the sword. Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my brother are at hand, then will I slay my brother. So this is a hatred, the hatred that Esau had since the beginning, and it's passed on through his children. And you see that hatred in that video. The man killed 39 Jake. He's saying that they're criminals, but he's a murderer. This is Psalm 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and they leave the rest of their substance to their babes. But the point being that the wicked, Esau, Edom is known as the wicked. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. The border of wickedness, wherever they go, wickedness follows. But this is the sword of the earth. These are the wicked, and they are protected right now because look at how they get treated. Jake kills a so-called white person, they're getting life. They're getting thrown in jail, under the jail. This guy gets a few years. They get off of a short time. You killed 39 people and you only get 12 years in jail. And then I think they only tried him for about 9 of them. That's crazy, but that's Esau and his system. He's looked at as a hero. They even said in the thing that in the video that the police encouraged him. This is Psalms verse. Oh no, wait. This is Psalms 73 verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, and violence covereth them as a garment. So they're not in trouble like that. They're looking at themselves as heroes. Nothing bad happens to them. There's no real repercussions for their actions. They get rewarded for the wickedness that they do. But all that's coming to an end. This is Psalm 64. And I think I'll start at verse. I'll start at verse 1. Psalm 64 verse 1. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Now, who's the enemy? The main number one enemy, Esau, Edom. You, Jake, y'all don't think y'all have enemies. Y'all think just the cops, or maybe y'all do, whatever. But, you think the white man is an enemy. That's true, but you don't know his true identity. He's not the white man. This is Esau, Edom. That's his true identity. And a lot of people, get friendly with him. A lot of people not knowing the danger that they're in, especially in these times. I was speaking with somebody earlier, and I was asking them, like, what do you think? What do you think would have happened if DJT, if he really ate that bullet, figuratively speaking, if he really got killed that day, and he's like, man, I don't know, man, I don't want to think about it. Like, that's scary, because he knows, all them Edomites with all them guns they got, hey, they would have, it wouldn't have been no going to work the next day or whatever. I wouldn't want to be around no kind of Edomites or whatever if anything like that happened. But the point being, hey, these people are looking to take out Jake, looking for any excuse. And hey, the times that come when the shit hits the fan, hey, they're gonna be looking to take out Jake. They're gonna be looking to purge. Psalm 64, verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And they have many different ways they're trying to take out Jake, through the food, through the mosquitoes, the GMO mosquitoes, the different, the music, so many different ways, so many different plans and different crafty methods that they've tried to come up with to take out Jake. Hey, like this dude here, he had he said that the police in that state that he was in were encouraging him. And he had set up traps. I'm sure he discussed all that with them. Verse 2 again, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So they're looking to do all these things in secret, hoping and believing that nobody sees them, that nobody will know. Nobody's gonna figure this out. Nobody's gonna talk about this. Nobody's gonna know. And they shoot at the perfect. Let's see here. Is that Zechariah 2? I'll come back to this. This is Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 8. For thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. So they're doing this. They're not fearing anything, which I believe there's a lot of Jake in South Africa, but they're the enemy. They're doing whatever they want to Jake. They're slaying us left and right, whatever, no problem. But they have no fear that you're touching the Lord's people. That you're touching Yahweh, the apple of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's eye. This is Psalm 64 verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Hey, and that video, he set up them traps, them silent alarms. Again, go into that snare, that silent alarm. They probably even, they probably, how do you say? They set that whole thing up to where people would go out searching for food or whatever, just to go kill them. They create laws like they did here. They create laws to throw Jake in jail just so they could have slave labor. They make it to where you can't get a job. They won't hire you. And then they'll arrest you for loitering. And now you're in jail, and now you're free labor. And in this case, hey, you go out looking for something somewhere, you trip an alarm, not even know, and now you're dead. You're just, you're a wild game to them. You're a criminal to them. Psalm 64, verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. Now this dude, they didn't show it in the video, but he lost both his legs. And then also South Africa, they looking to kick out all the Edomites out of that country. Now the Edomites in that country are crying. If you look at any of the videos of South Africa, they'll show all these white people boo-hooing and stuff. But hey, man, y'all had y'all's chance. Y'all had y'all's fun. Who cares? Verse 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So this is, they're making their own tongue fall upon themselves right now. Because this dude's telling everything. Oh, the police encouraged me. I was doing this and that. I was a hero. Blah, blah, blah. Man's stitching on himself. I was listening to that song earlier, that MF Doom song. Oh, I forgot how it goes. How was it? Rap snitches telling all their business. Anyway, hey, now y'all telling on yourselves all this, and y'all proud about it. Let's see where I was gonna go. So your own people, y'all are all whistleblowers. This dude's blowing the whistle, saying that the police told him to do it. That encouraged him. This is Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. Actually, let me start off a little bit. Ezekiel 35 and verse 3. Actually, let me start at verse 2. Son of man, Ezekiel 35 and verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So, the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is not playing with y'all. He's gonna lay the smackdown on y'all. He's gonna destroy y'all. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. So they've had a perpetual hatred ever since. Let's get this word for perpetual. This is H5769. A long duration, forever and everlasting, forever, always, continuous, but unending. But since Esau, since that blessing, that hatred has been there, always. Ezekiel 35 and verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So, you got a lot to look forward to, your destruction, your slaughter, you going into slavery, you being in chains, you being subjected. You got a lot to look forward to. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So, hey, look forward to this. Look forward to going into captivity. Look forward to falling by the sword. Because when Yahushua returns, hey, he's going to be, his figuratively speaking, his garments are going to be stained red. With all the killing that he's going to be doing in Edom. He's going to be killing a lot of Edomites. And I'll close off with this one. Sirach chapter 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, that man that was in that video, that Jake, he didn't get to, his father didn't get to see him grow up, anything like that. He didn't have any joy in his children. He said he died when he was 2. So in the kingdom, all these curses are going to be flipped. We're going to be able to enjoy our children. We're going to be able to, our children are going to be able to enjoy their parents. We're going to be able, the elect, starting with the 144,000, they're going to be able to enjoy all of that. All of Israel is going to be back. All of Israel is going to be able to enjoy all of their children, their parents. Israel is going to be at peace. Not like how you see them small hats in the land now. That ain't peace. Sirach 25 and verse 7. Again, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So, Lord willing, I'll be of that number that makes it to the end. And the same with the to be, how do you say it? I mean, we're seeing our enemy fall right now, but to see him completely fall, that'd be great. But, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.